and welcome to episode 6 of my knitting podcast. My name is Erika. You can find me as Loareknits everywhere, and this is a video podcast, mostly about knitting. So thanks for being here. Today there's a slight change of setup. I figured, because the living room, which is where I've recorded this new set of episodes, is not always available, so I figured I would also maybe sometimes record from my cramped and tiny and busy studio space. I'm not gonna make a tour because it's quite busy. This is currently my knitting studio. This is where I also sew, so my iron and ironing board are also here, which take up quite a lot of space, and it's also my work from home desk. So the table is, I try to keep it clean and not set with the sewing machines, so I can use it as a home office. As you notice, I'm wearing one of my recent finished objects. This is my Sigrun sweater by Sjösvärd. It's a test and I think it's finishing this week, so the pattern should be out soon. I showed in the previous episodes the yarns that I knitted with, and I'll link everything also in the show notes. I'll add the notes. I'm very happy with how it turned out and with the fit, and it's quite warm, so I'm not sure I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of it this season anymore, but I'm looking forward to wearing it next year. I didn't have the time to record last week, so it's been 3 weeks since my last recording. Today is March 23rd, 2025, and spring is already here. So it's quite warm. It's been quite rainy, which is odd for where I live, which is near Barcelona, but I'm welcoming the rain. I really like it. It makes me feel home, and because where I come from in the Basque Country, it used to rain a lot, so I like it, and I think it's the perfect weather for knitting. Today's a bit sunny. The perks of recording here as well is that I can be a bit closer to the window, so probably I get a bit more natural light. Cookie doesn't usually come to this room unless I'm alone in the house. She's here and not sure she's gonna want to come up. When I'm working from here, she's usually sleeping because it's during daytime, so she doesn't spend a lot of time in this room. So there's a lot of things and a lot of gadgets that she can find interesting and explore. So I don't think she's interested today in appearing. Okay, so my Sigrun sweater, it's very warm. I've worn it today for the first time. It's knit at quite a loose gauge, and I'm happy I didn't use a plotuloppi because I don't think I would be able to wear it plotuloppi held double with silk mohair or alpaca in this weather, because it is quite warm as it is, and it's quite a loose gauge. Features a Latvian braid here at the neckline and also in the cuffs, and the yarns being a dark green as I showed last time and a lighter brushed alpaca give this moral effect that I really like. I'm just gonna jump in. I don't have a lot of works in progress, mainly because the ones that I have I can't show you just yet. One because it's a secret test knit, the other one because it's the sock exchange, which I haven't shown yet. We can't show those, but I'm trying to keep my pattern and choice of yarns a little bit secret until the exchange is over and the recipient gets them. And I do have other finished objects that I could have shown you, but I just realized that I didn't bring them with me. I like to keep the format short, so I didn't want this to be a super lengthy one, so I might show you the ones I'm referring to maybe in the next episode. So for today, for works in progress, I am only showing you my Kaiku cardigan because I finished the body, I blocked it, and now it's ready for sticking. So this is my cardigan. It's gonna be a bit difficult to show. It has crease because of the folds, and it's ready for sticking. I'm not sure I'm gonna stick it just yet because this is a gift for my cousin and I am a little afraid that it might be a bit too big. So what I might do before just cutting into it, I did try it on and she's smaller than I am, so it might fit her, but I think the yoke, because of the color work tension, might be a bit too big. I think the body will fit her well, but since this needs to be sticked, I am a little afraid of just cutting into it before having her try on. And I might just wait until I see her and make her try it on as a sweater and see what it looks like on her. I am a little sad because if I have to redo the yoke, this means that I have to rip everything back and restart, and not sure how I feel about that, but since she's not gonna wear it this season anymore, I might as well do it and make a piece for her that fits her perfectly. And yeah, we'll see. Not sure if I'm gonna cut it as it is now. I mean, the rest is beautiful. I really like how it turned out. I'm just worried that I was afraid my tension would be a bit too tight, and I was a bit of a loose knitter on the yoke. I did hit gauge, but not sure I chose the right size for her. So this is the only work in progress that I am going to show you. I've been actively knitting in a secret sweater and the socks that I just saw you, but those I am not able to show you. And the other finished objects, we can go now to finished things, that I could show you are three tests that I participated in for the new Laine book, 52 Weeks of Scrap Yarn. But I don't have them with me, and I think I'll save those for another video. I did need 2 sweaters and a fanny pack. I've talked about them on Instagram, and I'll show you in the next video. I tested these two. One sweater I've worn through all winter. I had to be really careful whenever I took pictures on my stories because I didn't want to give it away. And the other one I haven't worn because I didn't finish embroidering the sweater. So the first one is the Clotho sweater by Sjösvärd as well, and I knit in a beautiful rainbow gradient on the top. Those were the scraps that I used, and then the rest of the sweater was a white sweater. And for the other one, you embroider flowers with leftover yarn. It's the Aster sweater by Elena from Choya Wool, and I didn't finish embroidering the flowers, so I didn't wear it, but it was a beautiful sweater. It flew off the needles, and I really liked embroidering the flowers, but it's these finishing touches that sometimes take a little long to me, and I really want to cast on something else and get to knit, so I didn't finish. And I did want to save it until I got nice pictures and could show them to you. So that's why you didn't get anywhere this winter, because I didn't 100% finish it. It was 99% finished. And the other design is also by Elena Solier from Choya Wool, and it's the fanny pack, which is beautiful. I still have to sew in the lining, install the zipper, And again, those finishing touches that it will take me forever to finish, but I hopefully show you soon, maybe in the next episode. But for now, let's go to the finished objects that I have with me. And I'm just realizing that I only have one, which is this beautiful baby cardigan. I showed it to you in the second or third episode. It's still a bit wet. I finished waving the ends Friday and started and washed it and blocked it yesterday. But I am loving it. This is the Maltese sweater by Vanessa Pellisa, and I knit it in WoolDreamers Saona, which is a wool and cotton blend, and I think it's perfect for the mild weather that we have here, or for spring or for autumn. It's a beautiful sweater. I need a bigger size this time. It's the second time I knit this pattern. I added a little bow so that they know which side is the back side, and the rest I just knit per pattern. Made it probably a bit bigger and omitted, yeah, that's right, I omitted the decreases on the sleeves this time because I thought the cuff already gave it a cinched look. Loving the finishings of the tubular bind off, and this is ready to finish drying and gift to the intended wearer. And that's for finished objects. And then this also leads me to yarn acquisitions or new things that I will bring into my needles shortly. So once I'm done with the socks and then the secret sweater, it's perfect for nighttime knitting because I'm just working the sleeves. So I have a way of tracking the the decreases, so it's kind of perfect for just watching TV and mindless knitting, let's say. And that meant that my needles will be free shortly, and I did get some new yarn because I wanted to. And it's for a new baby knit. I will not be testing anything this time. I think I need a little break from testing, and I purchased a little bit of yarn from Rosa Pomar in Portugal. I like to think that this is a bit local to me. It's not local, but they didn't have the colors that I wanted in my local yarn shop. And oh, maybe Cookie's here. Maybe she wants to say hi. Oh, okay. And there she is. Say hi, Cookie. Say hi. Hi. It's recently been a year since she's been living with us. She used to be a street cat. She was a neighborhood cat, and actually just 2 days ago on March 21st she had her litter at home. Not sure I'm ready to talk about that because I still get a bit emotional of everything that I went through. That's when I fell in love with the babies and with her, but basically a year ago she had 4 kittens in our house. That's how she came to us. That's how we decided to keep her after caring for the babies for 2 months, and we found good home for the babies. Didn't know anything about cats at the time. I had never lived with cats or owned a cat or wanted a cat for that matter, but she found her way into our house. It was a very difficult thing to do because I did absolutely fall head over heels in love with the kittens, but it was also a time where we were doing some works in the house. It was a very chaotic time, so we did care for them for 2 months, and then found good homes for them. Letting them go was one of the most difficult things that I've done, but I knew that I found good families for them and they would make them happy, the families, and the families would make the kitties happy. And we decided to spay Cookie and keep her because she was a super calm cat, super sweet cat. And yeah, as you see, I don't have a script. I never know what I'm going to talk about, but yeah, that's a little bit of the story of how she came about and a little bit about the kitties that I used to share pictures of. But no, we didn't keep any of them. We just kept Mommy Cookie, and she's a very spoiled and loved and cared for cat. I like to think that she's a happy cat and that she lives a better life than she lived on the streets. But yeah, you can see. So I will show you, as I was telling you, the yarn that I got. I am planning on casting on another baby knit, but this time I will be following not a test but a pattern by Petite knit. It's the second time that I knit it. It's the Seaside sweater. So as I was telling you, I got this yarn from Rosa Pomar, which is in Portugal, which is quite close. It's not super local, but I did like the look of this yarn. It's Cotton Yak by Katia, and my local yarn shop didn't carry the colors that I wanted. They did have, I think, the base, but not sure they had the colors that I wanted, which are these two. It's a bit difficult to podcast one-handed, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm planning on knitting a Seaside sweater by Petite knit, using this as the main color and this as the contrast color. And I will keep the recipient secret. I don't think they watch my videos anyway. But it will be a dear gift knit for a baby that was recently born. So yeah, and since I did a purchase in Rosa Pomar, I couldn't resist getting one of their project bags, just because I adore the illustrations. You can't see them very well on the patterned fabric, but yeah, I couldn't resist. So now my new yarn is in this bag, and I did get other yarns, which I will try to get Cookie allowing. Just another 2 skeins of Mondim, which is one of my favorite sock yarns, as you all know, because I've told you several times. And I got this color, which is a deep forest green, dusty green, and this natural-ish dark taupe color. I mean, I don't want to bring her down if she doesn't want to. I do have more things to show you that I don't know how I will do it, just one-handed. but we're just gonna give it a try, right, Cookie? Okay, yeah, and one more thing. So maybe a few of you know that I do have some some patterns out there, mostly for socks. And I had a pattern that was long overdue releasing, because it was published I think a year ago or more than a year ago in this magazine. It's the Sewing Box magazine. It's a magazine that is published and edited in Spanish, and it was featuring, oh, there she goes, and it was featuring a illustration for Petite knits on the cover, which I found really interesting. I know Mete, and I've talked to her several times, and I admire her and her work very much. I thought this illustration was very beautiful. I think the magazine features a pattern and an interview for her. It's, as I told you, it's only in Spanish, and it also features this pattern of mine, which is a sock pattern that I just released this weekend with the spring. So they're called Motz. Usually I name my patterns in Basque, which is my mother tongue, because I like to go back to that connection. And Motz means short, and as you see, they're a pair of shorty socks, and they're worked from the toe up. So you start at the toe, you need quite a rounded toe, and then you start a ribbing motif on the instep and continue in stockinette at the bottom. You add a slip stitch heel flap, and since you're working it from the bottom up, you don't need to pick up stitches. And then it features a casing with a cuff hem or a cuff casing, in which you can introduce a elastic band if you're afraid that they will fall down. They don't on my feet, and they also have a little tab at the back so that they don't, they're easy to pull, they don't get eaten up by your sneakers. And I need this pair in El Robledal de la Santa PFL sock. It's a beautiful base. It's they're worked at a pretty tight gauge. I like my socks in hand-dyed yarn, as I've told you in the past, to be worked at a quite tight gauge in 225 or even 2mm needles sometimes. And I did need another version, which was super fun, with contrast toes and heels, but that was a sample for the dyer, which is called Señorita yarn, and I don't have them with me. So I just released this pattern. Not sure when I will be able to edit and publish this episode. If it is published before the end of Sunday, you might still be able to get it with a little discount, release discount, and otherwise it will be then at a regular price. Since I am publishing this a bit later than intended, I might extend the discount for a couple of days until Monday, Tuesday, so that you can get it at the special price. And it's published, the pattern that I published on my Ravelry is both in Spanish as it was on the magazine, but also the English translation is available. And I think that's all for today. I usually like to keep this short. I have to catch up with the comments on my last video, which I haven't. Thank you for your patience. Thank you so much for watching, It's been a pleasure and I hope to see you soon. Okay, bye.